Hi guys, it's Danae again. I just felt moved to record a video to hopefully encourage someone to just start. Whatever it is you're going to do, whatever it is you want to do, think you want to do, curious about doing, just start. And I don't mean that haphazardly, but what I mean is if you're interested in it, if you're curious about it, if you feel like you have a passion about it, a thing, you're doing something, then definitely consider starting. When I say consider, I mean lay it all out for yourself. Look at what you want it to be and how you can start with baby steps today, tomorrow, to try to get to where you want it to be. Sometimes there's some due diligence you can do depending on what it is and the startup of it and what it takes to start it up. But what I know is when there's a will, there's a way. Most people don't start wherever you see successful people at today is not usually where they started, unless someone just completely created something that was worthwhile to them. They already built it, did the groundwork, the legwork, started up for it, and then just handed it to a person. If that wasn't the case, then they started from the bottom and they worked their way up. And you start with a seed. A seed on the first day is not a 200-foot oak tree tomorrow. It's not shading the property. It's not housing birds. It's not making a mess in your yard. It's not dropping branches on your hating neighbors. No, just kidding. Not on day 2. And what I'm saying is, once you start it, you never know what it's going to become. I was just got off work and I was down in my club on the south side, way down in Macon. It's a little bit past Macon. I live in Stockbridge, so it's about a good hour or 15-minute ride for me. And I only go there once a week. But I was just like, I always make good money there because it's an underserved market, right? There's no dance stores down there. So when I go down there, they're like, yay, they have another guy that's been vending there with them for like over 10 years, and he comes there every week. Him and his wife, from what I understand, used to have a dance store in that area, and they closed it. She got sick or something, they closed it down. So now he just serves the club, like he takes his stuff there physically once a week, a couple times a week, I think once a week on Fridays, and they buy from him that way directly. So they don't have a physical store anymore. But otherwise, there's no dance store down there. So if the girls don't get it from him, and if I wasn't there, they just order online or drive up to the city and get it. I don't know. But I was driving home and I was like almost nervous because the way the money's coming in right now with this pandemic going on, it's nuts. I'm like, okay, maybe this is like this is the harvest, before it's like wintertime, and then I gotta like ration this money back out to a lot to live, it's gonna be like a famine, I don't know. But I was like, 2 years ago when I started this, I would have never thought. And what I'm realizing is that this is not the first situation in my life where I actually had to just try something and see what was going to happen. And then it turned into be something that was like, thank God I did that then, because fast forward to now, I needed it. I'm glad I'm in this position today because of the choices I made 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago. Had I not said, let me try and see, I would never know. I'd be sitting around miserable, wondering how I'm going to pay my bills, what life's going to look like, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to figure this out, or constricted because I didn't try. Like, what I understand is that life, if you are brave enough to go after it, the universe, God, all of it together conspires with you to make sure you get it. And I heard that before, and now I'm like, yeah, that's true. I can say that that's true. You feel the nudge, the push, the pull towards something, like, I really want to try and see if I can do it. And let me look up what it takes, and do I have what it takes? Am I that person? Can I do that? And if you're honest with yourself and you figure out, yeah, I can at least start. It may not look like the oak tree that I want it to be when I start, but I know I have enough sense and wherewithal to at least get on the path to get there. What have you got to lose? I mean, you set your pace, you set your tone. You don't bite off, $1 million loan if you know you ain't got customer number one. I mean, that's not smart. But I mean, whatever it is, you start with what you have. I have my friend, shout out to Tracy. She's cooking, but she's always cooked. Even when we were in college, she's always wanted to cook. I met her we worked at a restaurant together, and she was a server, and she switched from serving to being in the kitchen. And now she's chefing it up, and her food is so good. I've bought a couple of things from her so far. Her food is so good, and she's so creative, and she's like all excited about it. Like, I never thought about that. You have good ideas. I'm just a very creative person. I'm good to know. If you didn't know, now you know. I'm just like giving her ideas, like, oh, try this, try that. She's like, I never thought about that. I'm like, oh, that's a free one. You can have it. So she's been putting her stuff online, and people are like, how much is that? I want to try it. I want some of this, I want some of that. But that's how you start. Then all of a sudden you're vending here, then you're vending there, then people know you, then they keep coming back, and they tell your friends and tell their friends, and now you have a consistent clientele over time that will keep coming back. Food is something you have to have. Now you're gonna keep eating. It's not, I ate it once and now I never went back unless I just don't like it. But food is something that you can definitely get paid on from the same customers repeatedly. So I think she's got a good thing going there. She's really good at it. She's always loved it. I'm happy for her. I'm happy to see her at the beginning of her journey and then take it and run with it. So anyway, I know there's 3 specific instances in my life that I look back and I'm like, when I started, I had no idea it was going to be what it turned out to be. And the 3 were, when I first started, well, there's actually been a few, there's probably been more than 3. When I quit my job I don't know if I didn't quit. I think I was in the process of a layoff. Yeah, like after a layoff and got unemployment. I started working with Poshmark, which is like an online selling app where you can, you list your clothes and shoes at home that you don't want anymore, you don't use anymore. Started with that, had a couple of things lying around. I was like, all right, let me see. And then I got offers on it, ended up selling them. Well, then I found a wholesaler and started selling little like makeup brushes and little things that I could buy for cheap, and then sell it on there and see if people wanted to buy it. So I started that, And I mean, at like my first couple of months, I made like $12, right? It was just for fun at first. Then I figured out other people's pages and I studied. This is key. Listen to people who are smarter than you, who do it better. You can always win when you are inspired by someone who is greater than you. Yeah. That's that when you bring your ego down. You can learn from someone who is smarter than you, who's doing it better than you, who's already doing it. You just listen to them, see what they have to say. It doesn't have to be one person, it can be several people. Read up, do your homework, figure it out. How can you start? What advice do they have for you? And if you got a bunch of excuses as to why you can and you don't, then maybe it's not for you. And maybe that's why you are in the position that you're in. I don't know. But yeah, so I studied other people's pages and saw what they were selling, the price point they were using for whatever it was. I looked up some things on YouTube, watched some like tip videos that they would put out from their app, and I actually found out that the makeup stuff and the makeup little bags that I was selling was doing really well. Inexpensive items they would bundle together and I would make more money that way. They'd buy 2 or 3 things versus one. That inspired me to start. I was looking at someone's page and they were selling lingerie like this, and I was like, yeah, if I think about it, lingerie is not something you really find everywhere. You've got like Victoria's Secret, and then you've got something else expensive, and I'm like, everybody can't fit Victoria's Secret. It's not for everybody's size. So I ordered a couple things, few bucks, see if I could sell them. They sold. I said, okay, buy some more because I'm out. Let me order some more. Ordered some more. Then I was like, let me try buy one, get one. If I can still make money off of it. And when I started to buy one, get one, I mean, I had my orders going like this. I couldn't keep up. And I forgot one time I went out of town and I still had my closet. It's called a closet on your Poshmark, right? Like your showroom where you sell. I still had my closet active and I was out of town. And people were buying stuff and you're supposed to ship it as quick as you can. And I was like, oh my God, I'm out of town. This is crazy. I can't even like send any messages out. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm out of town. Give me 4 or 5 days, you know. Don't cancel your order. I'm going to get to it. Just give me some time. And so anyway, it went from that to, first couple months selling this and that here and there, $12 a month, little side hobby, to now I figured out what's selling really well and let's keep that going. And then I started making between like $200 and $400 a month consistently on makeup brushes, on little knickknacks, accessories, makeup bags, lingerie, little clutches, all kind of stuff, earrings, bracelets. And it was consistent because I was working it, and I was like, oh, this is like a nice little extra side income here. There were times where my regular job was slow and I needed to pull some money from my Poshmark account to pay some bills, and I was able to do that because I started 6 months ago, a year ago, just trying to see. And then from there with the lingerie, actually that inspired me to get the website, do my own thing. And then from there going to the flea market, and from there getting to the strip club. And then the strip club has just been like, yes. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And it's been so busy for me these last month that Atlanta opened back up. And I kind of felt like it was going to be because I was sitting around the first week we were quarantined and locked down, and I was like, man. And I was thinking about this other guy that sells outfits. I was like, man, he's probably going to have all his stuff all sewn up and ready to like come hit the ground running. I was like, let me get myself together. Let me put some orders in. Let me just stock up on stuff now. Start making stuff and just have a bucket full of stuff I can just pull from when they sell it. I can just refill the hangers up for the next week. Because I sell it too physically where I'm there on site. Then I source to too. So I supply for 4 places. And every single one of them has been like I need more outfits that I'm selling them. They're gone. I'm sold out. Can you refill me? Because they get a cut of the money too. So it's like in their interest to keep outfits because they need more money. It's in my interest to keep outfits because I get the bulk. So I'm just like, okay, like what is going on? So when I just got back from being down south, I always do well there, but I was looking at my hangers, like as they sell, I just put the empty ones in my bag. I'm like, yo, like I don't have nothing to sell on Monday. I call Allure my main club because I'm there 3 times a week. So like, and they looking for me. If I'm not there, like, where are you? Where are you? I'm like, I'm only here Monday. I've been here for 2 years. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But they owe me money. They feel like they pay me the next day, so they're looking for me. So they forget I'm not there every day that they're there. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's just been nuts. Like everything they buying, the pasties, they buying the nets, they buying the thongs, they buying even the outfits that I had on a rack before we went into quarantine that I couldn't sell. And I'm like, you just got those couple things that just won't move. People look at it, they don't buy it, whatever. Now I'm putting it up. They're like, just throw it up against the wall and see if it sticks. And they just snatching it up. And I'm like, okay, I'm running out of product. So it's a good problem to have, but it's just, had I not started, you just never know where the journey is going to take you. That's the goal. That's the goal of this video, is like start. If you like to bake, people are requesting 1 pie a week, okay, sell your pie. You clean cars, clean your cars. You never know who's going to tell their friend to tell a friend. You might need to hire a couple people to help you. You never know. But when you're looking at all our civil rights leaders, and I'm just looking at the footage of like John Lewis and, is it Vivian? I think it's C.T. Vivian that passed away. Forgive me if I say his name wrong. But had they sat around and been like, wow, wish things were different, and never did anything, how different would our lives be? Like sometimes you are that person that has to make a change and do something different. To start a movement in your household sometimes it is the best movement. Let's start there. It don't have to be for the world. It could just be for your peace of mind, to change your household and your the energy where you live, change the vibe. So that's all I wanted to say. It is about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to eat my food and be encouraged. Do your due diligence. Do some research, see where you can start. You might not be able to, you want to own a tow truck company, you might not be able to go and buy 5 tow trucks. Buy 1. Borrow 1. You want to do hair, you can't get your own salon, just, maybe you can do it at the house. Maybe you work at a salon and maybe you get you some equipment for the house, whatever. Build your clientele until you can get where you want to get. It's a journey. Like the blessing is in the journey. And because I've seen everything that I stepped out on faith to do grow and blossom, I'm just really wondering what's going to happen with the pendulum. Like, it's funny though, because Psychic told me, she's like, you're going to be doing something in the spiritual arena. And I was like, oh. She's like, yeah. She's like, you definitely have giftings in that area. She said, and if you do it, she said, I see you making a lot of money there. She said, but even if you don't do it for the money, she's like, what you're going to do is going to be monumental. She's like, it's going to be very, very helpful and very healing to people. She said, to the point where you're going to prevent people from committing suicide. And I was like, oh, okay. And this was a year ago. Pendulum was not even on my radar. I didn't really know what it was, if I tell the truth. Not in a real way. Not in the way that I know now. So, yeah. This new journey I'm on. It's something new. It's not the norm. Everybody ain't gonna get with it. They don't have to. But I'm curious now. I think before with my other journeys, it was more like, okay, let's see, let me try this. Okay, I'm making money, I pay some bills. Now that I've got money coming in, the bills are paid. It's like, now where are we going with this new one? Is it additional money? Could be. Maybe it's a different different purpose behind it. Maybe it's not financial, but it doesn't matter. I still feel led to do it, so I'm gonna do it regardless. But yeah, a lot of things are changing in the earth, if you haven't noticed, and things are the wheel is turning and it's shifting in other people's favor, and different things that were kind of under the rug are now coming out to the light, and it's exciting. It's exciting to see. It's blunt, but it's it's exciting to see. I wonder where it's going to take us, and I wonder where my journey is going to take me. And I hope you get on your path and you can see what road is laid out. You know, if you don't turn down the street's still there. It's just no one's there, no one's on it. It doesn't mean the street goes away. I don't think. Maybe it is use it or lose it. I don't know if that applies to destiny. But the street is there. If you feel the unction to turn onto it, then I suggest you do, because you never know what's down there. You miss a whole lot of seeing, a whole lot of experiences, meeting a whole lot of people that you're supposed to meet that are already on the street. They're waiting for you. So be inspired. Step out on faith and get on the path. Y'all have a good one.